Background and aims. Unfiltered coffee contains high concentrations of cholesterol-raising diterpenes. We aim to measure the levels of diterpenes in machine coffee. Methods and results. Coffee samples were collected from Swedish workplaces and compared with homemade coffee brews. Concentrations of cafestol and carwale were measured by liquid chromatography mass spectrometry. The median, range, cafestol, and carwale concentrations were 24 to 444 mg per liter and 18 to 434 mg per liter for brewing machines. N equals 11. 2 to 343 mg per liter and 2 to 288 mg per liter for liquid model machines. N equals 3 and 4 to 24 mg per liter and 3 to 19 mg/L for home brewed, paper filtered coffees. N equals 5. Boiled coffee had high concentrations of cafestol and carwale, 939 mg per liter and 678 mg per liter, but having it poured through a fabric filter reduced the concentrations to 28 and 21 mg per liter. Other coffee brews. Percolator, French press, contained intermediate levels of cafestol. Tilde operator 90 mg per liter, and carwale. Tilde operator 70 mg per liter, with the exception of some espresso samples with high levels, up to 2,447 mg per liter. Cafestol. Conclusion: most coffees from workplace brewing machines contain higher diterpene concentrations than paper filtered coffee, but lower than unfiltered coffee. Intake of insufficiently filtered coffee during working hours could be an overlooked factor for cardiovascular health due to its effect on plasma cholesterol concentrations. Coffee type cafestol. Median, range, Coheal median, range, brewing machines. N equals 11, 175.7, 24.4-444.0, 141.8. 17.8-434.2, liquid model machines. N equals 3, 8.3, 2.4-343.4, 6.7, 1.8-288.2, all coffee machines. N equals 14, A 174.0, 2.4-444.0, 135.4, 1.8-434.2. Paper filtered drip brew. N equals 5, B 11.5. 4.2-23.8, 8.2, 2.8-19.0. Paper filtered drip brew, normal filters. N equals 5, 6.1, 4.2-23.8, 4.5. 2.8-19.0. Paper filtered drip brew, perforated, aroma, filters. N equals 5, 15.8, 8.2-17.0, 11.8. 5.5-12.9, espresso. N equals 4, 1059.3, 35.6-2446.7, 620.8, 23.9-1964.9, mean of duplicate. Analyzes mean of duplicate. Analyzes French press, cafetière, 86.868, percolator 91.269, boiled coffee 939.2677, boiled coffee filtered through fabric. A. Data are means of the two sample occasions. With ranges for all. N equals 28 samples. B. Data are means of both filter types, with ranges for all. N equals 10 samples. Coffees from brewing machines contained higher diterpene concentrations than paper filtered coffee, but lower than boiled coffee. Only one brewing machine coffee sample had a Cafestol concentration below 100 mg per liter. For liquid model machines, there was one outlier sample. Occasion with unusually high concentrations, Cafestol 344.2 and Coeol 288.2 mg per liter. When emitting this outlier, the mean and range was 5.9 mg per liter, 2.4 to 11.7, Cafestol, and 4.8 mg per liter, 1.8-9.3. Coeol for liquid model machine coffees, on par with paper filtered variants. Having boiled coffee, 939.2 mg per liter Cafestol, poured through a sock of polyester, acrylic fabric considerably. Reduced its diterpene levels to 28.0 mg per liter Cafestol. Other coffee variants had intermediate concentrations, 68.7-91.2 mg per liter Cafestol, with the exception of 3 espresso samples having levels up to 2,446.7 mg per liter Cafestol. Cafestol content of investigated coffee brews. Bars indicate medians, first 4 coffee brews, or means of duplicate samples, all others, as mg Cafestol per cup. For the volumes 60 ml, espresso, 137.5 ml, coffee machines, and 150 ml, all others. There were no significant differences, P equals 0.43, 0.52, between the means of ordinary, 9.7 mg per liter Cafestol, 7.4 mg per liter Coeol, compared with perforated, aroma paper filters, 13.2 mg per liter Cafestol, 9.7 mg per liter Coeol. For brewing machines, the mean difference between the two sample occasions was 103.3 mg per liter for Cafestol, 58%, and 88.3 mg per liter, 65%, for Coeol. Prospective studies on cardiovascular outcomes could further confirm the causality of the suggested associations. 5. Conclusion. Based on the concentrations of Cafestol and Coeol in investigated machine coffees, thoroughly filtered coffee seems like the preferable choice for cardiovascular health. Accordingly, filtered coffee should be preferred, also in workplace settings. Second, study toxic substances and have a hepatoprotective effect against aflatoxin B1 and acrolein, George et al., 2008. Other studies reported anti-carcinogenic and antioxidant properties, Cavin et al., 2002, and anti-inflammatory activities, Chu et al., 2011. On the other hand, they have been associated with an increase in plasma lipid concentrations, Naidoo et al., 2011. Indeed, Cafestol and Coeol can interfere with the cholesterol absorption process in the intestinal tract, leading to an increase in low-density lipoprotein, LDL, cholesterol levels in the blood, Baria et al., 2023. For this last reason, lately the content of diterpenes of different coffee brews has been investigated. Do. Toledo Bernassi and Dias, 2015. The amount of diterpenes present in coffee is directly related to the method of beverage preparation, Moenfard and Alves, 2020, but the variability also depends on the coffee species and the origin of the coffee, Moenfard, 2016. Recently, different brewing methods have been suggested for specialty and filter coffee, including AeroPress, Chemex, Clever, V60, paper filter, Mocha and Ibrick, Turkish coffee, no filter, pure brew and French press, metal filter, Santanatoglia et al., 2023a, Santanatoglia et al., 2023b, Santanatoglia et al. 2023c. Santanatoglia et al. 2023d. In order to provide a comprehensive overview of the filter coffee world, in this research the new pure brew system, Victoria Arduino, was included in the comparison among these 7 extraction methods. The NMR technique is frequently applied to food samples that can be examined directly as liquids, using simple extraction or sample preparation procedures. Villalon Lopez et al. 2018, Hatzakis, 2019. It has interesting advantages over other common analytical techniques. The analysis is fast and structural, and quantitative information can be obtained on a wide range of chemical species in a single NMR experiment. It has already been used for the quantitative analysis of cafestol and carweol in coffee beans or powder by simple extraction in organic solvent without chemical derivatization. Shivano et al. 2014, Finatello et al. 2017, Okaru et al. 2020, but has not yet been tested on the beverage? To the best of our knowledge, this is a pioneering work reporting an NMR quantification of diterpenes in 8 different filtered coffee beverages, each one prepared according to the ideal recipe using the grinding, coffee, water ratio and water temperature commonly used by the consumers. Further, an accurate comparison among brewing methods and parameters, and diterpenes content in the final coffee cup was carried out. Section snippets. Chemicals and reagents. Deuterated chloroform, CDCl3, 99.96% D, H2O and ULT, 0.005%, and 1,3,5-trimethoxybenzene, trace cert were purchased from Sigma Aldrich, Milan, Italy. Coffee samples. 1 coffee variety was used for all analyses. For each of the 8 extraction methods, c. Arabica from Gardelli Specialty Coffee, Thiriku, washed, Kenya, with medium roast, Terroir Nairi. Kenya, from variety, Arabica, cultivar SL28, cultivated in 1880-1970 meters ASL. The choice of Kenya specialty coffee for this study was based on its flavor, cafestol and carweol. Quantification. One of the main differences between coffee and other beverages is the variety of applied brewing techniques. Santanatoglia et al. 2023a, Santanatoglia et al. 2023c. Several brewing techniques can be used worldwide to prepare coffee beverage, depending on geographical, cultural, and social background, as well as personal preferences. Santanatoglia et al. 2023a. Santanatoglia et al. 2023c. Glos et al. 2013. Enzaku et al. 2021. Previous studies suggested that the water temperature. Conclusions. The aim of the present work was to quantify, for the first time using NMR, cafestol and carweol in 8 coffee cups prepared through 8 different extraction processes. The highest concentrations were found in coffee prepared without filtration, step and/or with pressurization, mocha, Ibrick and French press. The descriptive statistical analysis of the data allowed to better understand the influence of specific parameters on the diterpenes extraction.